Everybody, it's Victor. It's time to run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Friday, Mosh Pit. Hope your weekends are starting off to a fantastic start here. We're waiting for another video to cross 3,000 likes, but like I said yesterday, there's still a couple from this past week that are very close, so go check out those videos if you want to support the channel, and also if you want to get the like streak go up and running, because we're very close away. I think we're under double digits now for the R-Key Challenge, so let's make it happen on into the brand new weekend. Here's your artwork of the day. The first time we've had a crossover meme of the day in quite a while. This one sent in by Jens Eric Anderson, who is a frequent artist here in the Mosh Pit. And I love this one because the title thread was the big snipe. And yes, there's Mathis's you know what eating grin there as he snipes one of my expensive cards in TCG Shop Sim, while also not letting me have time to go price it. So thank you very much, Jens. I also do love that Ryab is just in the back, just getting blasted by the cleanser. So, and yeah, if you haven't checked out the TCG Shop Simulator series yet, go watch it. There's over 20 episodes now. It's just a lot of fun, and been having a great time with that game. And Isaac as well. C-Day is going to be Golf 9, Yankee 2, Bravo 2, November Sierra. Also, if you happen to hear a little bit of background noise, it's because there's a vacuum going on right now. So apologies about that. We're starting off with two items that just don't matter. We have Betrayal, which is, yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to explain what it does. It is not worthy of your time. Although apparently us just getting blasted by this this dual pooter or whatever the heck they're called is enough to take off one of our hearts. Unfortunately, there's a sack room here, so we can do a sack room shuffle if we really wanted to, if we get enough HP on the ground. And our spacebar item is Let Me Get Down, or Lemedjadun, which is going to give you a wisp that gives you a random item based on which room you're in. But it's bad. Like, it can be decent, I suppose, if you get the good payouts from the wisp. But the problem is the same thing. It's the same criticism that I have and hold over Book of Virtues, is that it's just too easy for the game to take away your wisps in order for it to be enjoyable or even trustworthy of a longer benefit, long-term benefit for your run. So you have to kind of protect the wisps, and that can cause you to get out of position and all that stuff. So it's not really an item that registers on the Richter scale in terms of impact on a regular run. We get D-Bizzle, though, the original D-Bizzle. Dead Bird, of course, is going to trigger a bird familiar anytime we take damage, and you know, D-Bizzle does a good amount of damage. Savior of the win streak at one time, and we get, man, this is the floor. This is the Nothing Burger floor, apparently. The best thing that we're going to get off of this floor here, other than D-Bizzle, is the Soul Heart that we're going to get off of Champion Famine here. I end up using the Devil card. I mean, our Tears rate is excellent. Like, our Tears rate's good. Our damage is good to start off with anyway here. And shot speed is still very low. But I am encouraged by the fact that we have a good amount of base stats. 3.98 damage there was the unbuffed amount, by the way. So we're going to get the Soul Heart, but we have no bombs. And we could maybe get a coin. We do. We have 6 cents here. So I don't remember if there was a bomb or a key or a sack inside of the shop. So let's go look real quick. There was neither. There's neither. I guess take the Soul Heart. I mean, I would love to get there's options, but what can you do? So we're gonna leave with basically Bupkis here in terms of items, except D-Bizzle though. I mean, we cannot besmirch D-Bizzle though. Dead Bird's just, he's one of the goats. We go on to last week's question of the episode. Apologies for missing a couple of those this week here. Normally, I look at depending on the time of day that I record, sometimes I don't remember to look at the question of the episodes, and also there's sometimes where the question of the episode was either answered previously or is just something that's just a repeat question. Or there's another reason why that a question may get missed is because, well, okay, let's stop taking this damage first off. Secondly, if a run is bad enough, then obviously I need to pay attention to the game and not reading the question of the episode, kind of like what we're doing right now. But we go on to the last few questions of the episode. This one coming in from Vuka, who said, question of the episode, in the least amount of items possible, what combination would create the most visual doo-doo possible? This one's tough because I don't know, I'm not sure how to quantify in the least amount of items possible. Like, I don't know if that means just make the smallest combination, or just make the worst combination possible with, that you can. And I think that Cricket's body, far and away, number one. Cricket's body has got to be up there. It would be something like Cricket's body, Nose Goblin, or Sinus Infection. And then Tear Detonator, Trisagion, and Play-Doh Cookie. I would say that those would make some of the biggest. Now, I don't know if that's the worst possible, but that's a lot. Tear Detonator, of course, being the big one there. If you combined it with, and I guess Hamulacria too. If you combine it with something that leaves a lot of tears behind, and then if you use it right before or right after the Cricket's body tears split, then after that it's just nightmares. The reason why I put in Sinus Infection or Common Cold, or not Common Cold, but Nose Goblin, is because they tend to, whenever the booger tears stick to stuff, they can still fire off with their tear effects, and it's actually like ridiculous. Trail getting a decent kill there. That one, of course, coming on the heels of the big episode from last week, which was the craziest tears that I've ever seen in Isaac. Most insane tears in Isaac. That was a ridiculous amount of visual doo-doo. I mean, the fact that the knives were causing that much craziness, and then on top of all that, you throw in all the other tear effects that we had, it was a sight for sore eyes, and it probably made your eyes sore. The Black Haunt shouldn't do the Brimstone Beam. It spawns these little ads here. That bird doing the Lord's work for us here. There we go. Okay, game. Look, I know that you're really feeling yourself right now for giving us like all of the Nothing Burger items, but would really, really like to get something to show for our efforts here. I think this is the third, maybe even fourth episode that we've seen Mom's Coin Purse drop from a boss now. As in, like, in the last week. It's kind of getting absurd. You get money equals power, which at least is going to give us some damage upgrades. But 2 floors now of being blanked by the game for basic boss item drops is kind of rough. And it's like we said yesterday, you know, it's all about identifying what mood the game is going to be in, and the telltale signs are here. Yesterday's run was certainly a challenge and a half to get through. And it's not even like we had really too much of a problem in yesterday's run, outside of like maybe one problem area. It was just the fact that our stats were just so low. I mean, the movement speed in general was that, and the terrible tears rate were the 2 biggest limiting factors in that. And we're now here once again in a situation where we have an Eden run where we started off okay, you know, nothing major, but as the run progresses more and more, it's going to take longer for us to clear these rooms and hopefully get something from the boss. But when the game is not producing any boss upgrades, you're not going to be setting any land speed records for clears. So, and we're now in a pivotal floor 3 and floor 4 situation where we're still not getting any stats. And, you know, money equals power is great, don't get me wrong. But it's not the end all be all. We need to combo that with tiers upgrades. We need movement speed to stop this bad damage from happening over and over again here. And it's just it is. It's not great. It's rough out here, Sarge, is what I'm trying to say. And another bad thing right now is that we're not even getting a whole lot of money here. But even if we have money equals power, it's not really doing much for us. I almost want to take this bomb and just leave this room through the other side. Because again, I don't think that there's, with only 4 cents, we can't buy anything. We'll have to on the donation machine, which is fine. But with only 1 bomb, you never, ever, 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 ever want to use your last bomb unless you are absolutely sure that you do not need it for the rest of the level. And we're not in dire straits yet, but it's already starting to look like we're getting there. And that helps out a lot. We get one of our soul hearts back and some money. So now we definitely have enough money to make a run at a premium item in the shop. Another bomba. The secret could be north of there. It's usually not there, though. And I don't want to use bombs to find out right now. And, yep. We'll get a couple of bombs here, but we're just going to be leaving with the soul heart. Definitely could be there. It could also be down here. If it's not here, then I give up. Well, we got our bomb back, but unfortunately, we're not going to get anything else out of here. We have no way of dropping an item pedestal. There's nothing for us to re-roll. And this is a very pivotal boss fight that we're about to go into here. Now, you may be wondering how come I'm not using Lamedretin. The main reason is because it can give you items that don't necessarily do good things. It's given... For me, personally, it always gives me Isaac's Heart. That's like one of the first items that it pays out with, no matter where I'm at. You can also get stuff like Ludovico. You can get... yeah, let's put it this way. If you get an undesirable item from a wisp that was given to you by Lamedretin, it is difficult to get rid of the wisp deliberately if you don't have some kind of good movement speed or maneuverability to just use it as an orbital temporarily and just get the enemy to destroy it. And it's usually not worth the effort. Get the tears up, which is good, so it's a start. So we need to keep getting more damage upgrades. Obviously, movement speed. It's the usual. Thank you, Dumpy. That's the second time that we almost got domed by a toadstool. And what happens there is that I run towards the target because I'm pushing the tiers to kind of increase the burst damage. And then the game recognizes that I'm trying to do that and then fires at the exact time that I'm moving towards it. So there's a very, very low amount of time for me to react and dodge out of it. Which just comes down to movement speed. Movement speed and or flying. Bit of an overreaction there, Dumpy, but I appreciate it. Right. the southern portion of the map here. And I don't know what's been going on. The last 3 days, it feels like the Sinvicta navigation has been firing on all cylinders. And October started hot, but I think September is still going to be the month to beat in terms of our top runs of the top month of the year so far. Anyway, June is still going to be far and away the worst. I don't think there's anyone who's going to dispute that. That was. If it's bad enough for me to make a community post about it and talk about just how down it was bringing everyone down, really. Yeah, Stonies, I appreciate how cool you seem to think you are, but yeah, just let me kill and move on. Okay, Dumpy, I don't need you to do that. What I need you to do is I need you to activate when stuff is about to hit us, not when stuff you think is going to hit us. The team is not firing on all. And we're still looking for our item room here. Just get our shop going. Maybe we can get something good out of this floor. Come on, little Dumpy, let's go for an adventure. Oh, we found the boss. Yeah, I mean, October was off to one of the hottest starts that we've seen for this year, but this week, I don't know, man. I think October's below the line now in terms of pogness. Kids still say pog these days? No? No, that went out in 2021? Okay. Well, I don't know what cool is anymore. Every time I think I know what's cool, they keep changing what's cool. And we get a greed fight in our shop. See, I mean, Dumpy, that one was justifiable. If you're wondering how those projectiles are hitting the leapers, it's from Betrayal. And we'll get a cardio coin, so at least we'll get some damage here from Money Equals Power. See, that one was not justifiable, Dumpy. I had it under control. Getting Tears up from the last floor was very, very good. Missing a shop here on this floor is not good. Even though that technically would have brought down our damage, obviously, because we're losing money. But Money Equals Power, that's the only thing driving our damage right now. It would still be better for us to get mapping, to get an actually usable spacebar item. I mean, everything is on the table for us right now in terms of what we need. And it's only going to get harder from here. Floors 3, 4, and 5 are the most pivotal in every single run, no matter who you're playing as. Because now is when you need to get that power curve going, especially if you didn't get a good Devil Deal item. Which we did. We got a good Devil Deal item here, but we're not able to... It's not the only contributing factor here. Because, yes, we do have damage ups right now for Money Equals Power, but it's not to a magnitude that is sufficient enough to carry us through this run, to help out with the lack of other stats. Oh no, not let me get down. Oh no, my full charge. Maybe. There's a full clear again, everybody. In case you're playing along on this seat at home for whatever reason. Go to the southwest if you want to have your item room, and don't go anywhere else. Unless you need a greed fight for some reason. I mean, sure, it's better than let me get down. And At this point, we need to start thinking about just out-tanking this run. Because that's what it seems like we're going to have to do. This run doesn't feel like... Oh, wow, we can get inside the boss trap room here. Dumpy. Bro. Totally uncalled for, dude. I was nowhere near the fire, and even if I was, you can't stop it from damaging me. You hear me, son? See, that's the kind of stuff that'll knock you down a couple of rungs on the coach's totem pole here. All right, so what I need you to do is I need you to prevent damage that's incoming and imminent. What I need you to not do is freak out when I step a little close to a fire, because it's not damage you're going to be able to stop anyway. You got it? Feel me? Got enough struggles on this run already. We don't need you flipping out every time we get close to a fire. I mean, it's HP. My God. Black pin. Not a variant you see all that often. Whoa there. You'd think that we had champion belt with all these champion bosses we're seeing. Wish we had champion belt. Unfortunate there's no sack room, there's no demon judgment, there's no nothing for us to really get any use out of for these HP upgrades here. Okay, Fallen has a chance to bring us back from the brink here of the brink of Crawl, I think is the I think the Brink of Crawl would be a great Isaac themed band name. And we miss a 73% deal with the devil, but we do get a good item here in Eye of Belial. Okay. HP upgrade here. Again, we just need to out-tank the run this time. Does it surprise me that we didn't get a devil deal? No, absolutely not. With the way that this week has been going for runs, and with the way that the game's been just kind of treating us the last couple of days here, it does not surprise me at all. And even before that, again, as you recall, I just got done saying this is now a run where we just have to out-tank this run. We are not going to beat this run by way of just sheer force. I don't know where we're getting all these Eternal Hearts from, but I'm down for it. So Yum Heart allows us to do that. It allows us to recover our HP. This opens up the possibilities for sack rooms. It opens up the possibilities for demon judgments, the whole lot of them. Speaking of which. Yeah. So we're going to take us and our 8 items and hopefully get a 9th item to add to this run here in this item room. And we're going to make our way to the T end. Next up on the chopping block here, maybe we'll get some use out of the money we've got. There's, again, a reroll pedestal, but no pedestal in here. Excuse me. Trying to keep the throat clearing to a minimum here. He says as he does again. There, I got it. We're dehydrated today. don't drink enough water, man. There are days where I feel like I drink too much water, and then there's other days like today. I'm recording this in the afternoon, and I've not really drank any water today, outside of I guess what water is in Coke Zero for lunch. Yeah, I need to up my water intake. Because if there's one thing I love is water. Give me a nice cool glass of water on any given day, and I'm happy. Now I was thinking this would be one for the homeowner mosh pit out there. So if you all have any feedback or any experience in getting like a full home water filtration system, how long do they usually last, and are they worth it? Because I was thinking about it, because we have really hard water here. Great shot, by the way. We have really hard water here. To the point of like it leaves like calcium deposits on everything. Like to give you an example, the fridge that I have, it has one of those fancy schmancy ice makers and stuff, and the dispensers and everything on it. It is inside of the fridge. Those filters that I use to make ice in the water filter and ice filter and stuff, they get smoked in like a month because of just how hard our water is. So I thought about getting a water softener and then also just getting a filtration system. Regular old HP upgrade. We finally get a double deal, and it's Gimpy. Hoo boy. It is imperative that we get something out of this next item room and shop, otherwise we might be cooked here. Getting Gimpy is fine, of course. It is a good item. It just does not fulfill the need that we need it to currently. And that has been the running theme of this run so far, is just a little bit of progression every now and then. Tinted rock over there next to Dumpy, but we can't do anything about it. Yeah, the sack room has to be played. This has to be a huge sack room shuffle that we're about to do. Because we are now in dire straits in terms of stat needs. It's no longer a want for stuff. This is we need movement speed, we need damage, we need tiers. The current amount that we have is not going to cut it. Or give us at least a ton of money that we can turn into damage. Yep. And I'm just going to go look for the item room at this point, because there's probably another HP upgrade in there at this point. Thought about bombing out, but then I realized we only have one bomb. Okay. So, hopefully the item room is over here. Excuse me. Sorry about the pauses. I'm trying not to just blast your ears with throat clearing. We could get a fool card, but I'm not going to. Now, we have a very interesting situation here. Assuming that there's either a Demon Judgment or a Temperance Machine in the arcade, we could use that and just get guaranteed money payouts to give us a damage upgrade, but then we'd be sacrificing our sack room shuffle, and I'm not sure if that's going to be the wisest play. Never mind, there's nothing in there anyway, so never mind. Continuing on, so we're looking for our item room here. This labyrinth of a hallway. And we are finally able to get there. Is it worth it? I mean, I'll take Pyro. Oh, it's a double item pedestal. Yeah, so that was worth it. Bolitar is excellent. Pyro gives us 99 bombs. So I'm totally fine with this. At the very, 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 very least, we have something that is at least going to increase our offensive output, right? We have bombs, and just in a plethora of bombs now. So if we have to go and just say, hey, you know what, we're going to win this run by bombing our enemies, then so be it. We get a golden bomb too, so that saves us even more bombs here. I don't care about the soul heart at this point. I don't care about the devil deal at this point. We need to get a massive payout from this sack room. You have Yumheart fully locked and ready to rock here. Money, which is going to increase our damage. We get the soul, which is nice. Okay, so now what we do is we go get the hearts. Use Yumheart, obviously. Let's fill up our HP. The soul, again, is great. Don't get me wrong, it's great. It gives us 4 soul hearts, it gives us, or 3 soul hearts, and it gives us the repellent field that we had, I think, yesterday. But again, it does not help us in any way, shape, or form with our stats. So at this point, what we want is probably the 30-cent payout from final tap, because we do not need any more soul hearts at this point. There's no reason for us to go fight Uriel, and predictably we get the soul heart payout, which we didn't really need. Probably should not have done that. I should have gone. I should have lost all of our HP down to a heart. That way we can use the Fool card to get out of the boss trap room. That would have been much smarter. So I'm going to go back down to the Demon Three Skull Monty inside of the arcade and play that. And shed a lot of our HP. I don't want to tap the Sacrum anymore because I obviously do not want to get teleported to the Lamb. That would be disastrous. Could we beat Lamb right now? No. I don't think so. Well, maybe with the bombs, I suppose. Maybe with the bombs, but the plan here is going to be losing all of our HP, getting into the boss trap room, and probably getting another HP upgrade, and then cooling out so we don't have to fight it, and then picking up the soul. Well, we almost got there. This judgment. Okay, we'll wait on judgment for a second. I'm just gonna bomb myself. This is a play that we have to do, by the way. This is not a play that I want to do. It's something we have to do. And nope, not even, just regular old range upgrade. So I guess we'll play the regular judgment here. And we get the predictable HP upgrade. So we're leaving here with more HP than we started with, and we also have the soul now. but that was not the sack room shuffle that we wanted. But you know, it's these type of runs that a lot of people do like. They like seeing the strategy layer have to be applied to Isaac, and you know, these are plays that we just simply have to do. I mean, that is the only way that runs like this get made. You've got to be able to adjust on the fly and see what the game gives you. And again, part of that is recognizing what type of run that the game is planning on sticking you with for, you know, the next foreseeable future. And it's just like I said, you know, I recognize when we've got a bunk seed, when we have a seed that is not going to play in our favor, and the recognizing of that fact just comes from experience. You just have to know when the game is like, okay, so we're in a mood today. Got it. It's very overt too. Like, the game does not try to hide whenever it's like, yeah, I'm just going to screw you this entire run. So be ready, and then adjust accordingly. I said, even before the Fallen fight, I said that, you know, this is a run that we're gonna have to out tank, and that's exactly what we've been doing. We're not gonna get a double deal here, and we may not even get one for the rest of this run. So, like I said, I've seen how this script works. And it's that level of analysis that you eventually will get to if you desire to. I mean, Isaac, you don't have to take the game as serious as I do. You can just play the game and just kind of deal with take the good with the bad, and, you know, and just have fun. And these runs are admittedly fun to a certain extent, I will say. It does get oppressive after a little while of just not getting anything to work with on a run. And I don't know how entertaining that is for some people out there. But we do have to if you can learn how to temper your expectations for a run and adjust accordingly, that's ultimately where you want to be as an Isaac player. Not every run is going to just be a banger. You got to have the bad runs with the good runs. I've said for many years, I think that Isaac would be a much lesser game if every run was just broken out of control, and without you really needing to do anything, right? And I wouldn't be playing the game if it was like that. There's a lot of roguelites out there that just let you get stupid OP, but it's okay to get like that every now and then, in my opinion. Isaac does a very admirable job at balancing it to make it to where you have a run every now and then that's just insano mode, and then you just have runs kind of like we've had the last couple of days now, where they're certainly not ideal. But getting to the point where you can adjust and you can win these type of runs is crucial if you want to take the game seriously. Again, you don't have to take it as serious as I do. My job is to win runs like this. Trail making polycephalists fight each other, which is good. And use the bombs here to supplement our damage a little bit. Yeah, that's great, Mr. Fred. See, you got your dodging shoes on. Yeah, like I said, I'm not expecting devil deals. Like I said. And it's not hard to spot runs like this. If you play the game long enough, you're going to be able to say, okay, very quickly you'll recognize when the game is having a go at you. And I know it sounds crazy, it sounds asinine that a game would do that. But with all the craziness that you've seen me deal with over the last decade in this game, you can't not say that no, there's something more to this than just randomness, you know. Get Bookworm, and we're gonna take Book of Shadows for show. There's too many times where runs just feel like you're always gonna be in an uphill battle. You know, people out there will say like, well, that's still just a matter of coincidence, it's recency bias. There's no way that you can say that a game is going to do that. Like, okay, and I understand why people would think that like that, but just look at the call that I made in this run. This very run. I said, yeah, we're not going to get another devil deal. We're not going to get this devil deal. It's going to be one of those runs that we have to out tank, and here we are. It's not like I know what's happening on this seed prior to that. It's not like I record commentary over video that I've already played. This is live, as it always has been, live commentary. I just know when things are happening. That's why I'm not surprised when we don't get a devil deal. It's like, yeah, I know. It's not surprising at all. It's about as surprising as seeing the sunrise every single day. It's like, yep. And you know, some people think I'm silly for even bringing up that fact existing in this game, but you see patterns after you do things for a decade. Yeah. Again, like I said that we weren't going to get a single devil deal for the rest of this run, and we didn't. Lump of Coal is fantastic, of course. But yeah, totally not surprising at all. That's why I'm not, you know, I'm not outraged that we didn't get a single devil deal. I'm not outraged that we haven't gotten a single damage upgrade other than money equals power for this entire run, because I just knew what I was looking at. Again, some people out there are just gonna be like, you literally cannot predict that. It's like, okay, well, explain this episode. You know, you just gotta be a big time player. Talking about quarterbacks being able to recognize defenses. Talking about running backs looking at defensive formations. You talk about defenses, linebackers in particular, seeing a trick play coming up, being able to recognize certain things that the offense is doing. It's all very important. Same thing holds true in Isaac. Going to use not Lump of Coal, but Book of Shadows here. So Book of Shadows definitely takes us over the edge of we're in trouble, but we're going to win this run. The combination of the Book of Shadows plus having an orbital is nice. Lump of Coal definitely synergizes extremely well with a lot of tier effects, but definitely a lot with Eye of Belial. A double card, which I will absolutely use against Isaac. Again, trying to stay max range here as much as possible. A very, very defensive build that we've got. Not going to use the Book of Shadows unless I absolutely have to. Pushing him over this edge here for phase 3 is the most important part of any Isaac fight. Oh, another little phantom shot there. And then little Dumpy decided to shoot that shot back at us. Yeah, no movement speed upgrades, no damage upgrades, 1 tier upgrade. There we go. And let's see what we get out of this final chest here. Awesome. Great. Cool. Neato. We get a slight movement speed upgrade here with Sagittarius, and we just don't take anything else from there. Piercing shots don't even matter because obviously we had Eye of Belial, but it's nice to have the movement speed. It's like we're Usain Bolt out here. I guess the other brownie just didn't show up in this room. A little bit strange. Bolitar doing a great job slowing down all the dangles. All the dang old dangles. I think it is funny that little Dumpy recognizes when we're invincible and doesn't care that we're running into objects or projectiles. Never really noticed that before. This feels like a boss room pattern over here on this side of the map. Any charge, we'll go ahead and take that. Thank you, little chest. And get another Loki room. Loki room shouldn't be too bad thanks to Betrayal. As long as we can hit one Loki and have the pass-through tiers hit the other two, then we're golden. Strength card we can use against the boss. It still feels like a boss room pattern up here. The perpetual hole in the ground now. There it goes. It's a rough room to be fighting Mega Maw in. An arrow walk. Arrow walk's not as important as getting just damage here. And it was just total gas. Alright. All right, let's go check out the south side of the map, everybody. Wow, that was some kind of schmoove right there, Wretched. Dude, that Wretched did a little mid-air maneuver right here that adjusted her from going over here, which is where she was supposed to go, to landing right on top of us down there. That was some Monstro 2 levels of schmoove in the air. The mulligan, which is good. The Mulligan's going to produce a Guppy Fly every time one of our tiers has a chance to produce a Guppy Fly every time we have a tier collide with an enemy. Altar really doing its work here. All right. Wrath ended up getting bombed by Sloth and got real pissed about it. There we go. Almost back to full HP here. And maybe this is where Blue Baby is. I would say that this run was less of the strategy layer. It's definitely not as strategic as it was yesterday, and more on the explaining of how this game works layer. We did have to employ. I mean, I guess that is a certain level of strategy, knowing that what we're going up against and how to play accordingly. But we were never really in terrible luck. We were never in a terrible spot this run, in terms of danger. Maybe a little bit on Depths 2, but you know, I think with all the defensive upgrades that we got from the Sack Room Shuffle and just in general, it turned this run from a we're in danger Sarge to, well, we know that we're going to win here, but it's going to be a long, arduous win. It's a long road to get there. Some bombs here to try to finish off Blue Baby. So we are going to get the dub. We did exactly what I thought we would do, which is out-tank the run. And, you know, that's just how it works sometimes. So long runs, back-to-back-to-back long runs here. Going on into the weekend, hopefully you enjoyed that one. Let me know in the comments down below if you ever notice any of your own patterns in Isaac. I would love to hear your side of the take on that one. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, everyone. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like, thanks to pages of mine like Dear Shooty01, Dad of 2, and I Don't Even Know Anymore. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.